have it on file.
Perfect.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen because I want to explain to you guys really what the purpose of, first I got to open this before I can share my screen. Okay, what the purpose of KWLS is in the first place. So share my screen. And why can I not find what the heck I'm trying to share? Is that the damnedest thing? Show all windows. There we go. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Let me just move to presentation mode. There we go. Okay, so basically what the KWLS does is a couple things. First of all, and most importantly, is that it protects the rights of listing agents and your marketing ability. So it also powers all of our internal systems. So the KWLS, which stands for Keller Williams Listing System, by the way, in case you didn't know that, can figure that out. It powers all of the listings to the mobile app, KW.com, KW Video, and Command, and also into the eEdge marketing stuff. Not that anybody's really using that anymore, but it powers that too. And in addition to that, it powers all the syndication to the online sites. And so no matter who ends up being on top in terms of the consumer-based sites, we will still have a marketing edge. And I'll show you exact examples of that. So this is the way it works. An agent puts a listing on the MLS, right? Here you are, and you put a listing on the MLS. What happens is the company has hired ListHub. So ListHub goes to the MLS, grabs it from the MLS, and drops it into KWLS. From here, we then send it directly to Zillow and Trulia, because Zillow owns Trulia. And then ListHub, again, sends it out to all the other online sites, right? And then through KW, it goes to your mobile app, to the video, to featured properties, your website, etc. Right? So this is actually just a diagram of what it looks like. What's really, yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question. The way this graph is, so I told you my listing is not on Zillow, it's not on Realtor.com. So it's probably because of that I didn't put it on KWLS, right?
Well, it goes there automatically. You don't have to do anything, but I'm gonna show you some ways to double check to make sure there isn't anything wrong, okay? Now, the only thing that's different is that notice the MLS populates everything into Realtor.com. The reason for that is because Realtor.com is owned by the National Association of Realtors. So it used to be, years ago, the MLS was not even populating to Zillow. The only way you could get your listings on Zillow was back in the day, we had to add those to Zillow. It was a complete pain in the behind. At KW though, it was easier because the KWLS was doing it. But because Zillow was trying to take over the real estate world, we're really lucky because Gary negotiated a contract with them, and I'm going to show you this in a minute because you're going to be like, what? You're going to say, I didn't know this. We have a contract with them that basically, because we have so much data and so much information, and the MLSs were not cooperating with Zillow, and many of them are still not. Many MLSs will not syndicate to Zillow. So Gary was able to negotiate a contract with them that said, we're going to send you all of our data since we're the largest company in the world. We're going to send you all of our data. However, you can't allow other agents to advertise on our agents because our policy is your listings, your listings, your leads. So he brokered this deal with them, which is why Zillow doesn't like us, because that actually hurts their advertising dollars. And I'll actually show you examples of why that is, right? So the fact that we own this MLS is what gives us tremendous power. So no matter what happens over here with any of these people, it won't matter because we have so much data and they actually need us more than we need them. So it was really brilliant of Gary that years ago he thought to do this. What ends up happening, let me share my screen with something different now. So where do I want to go? All right. You can see my command screen, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes.
KWLS at the moment, soon it will be on command, but at the moment it's still over here on mykw.kw.com. See where it is under KWLS? So I'll go into that. And that looks like this. I'm probably gonna have to reshare.
Should we follow along?
You don't need to. You can if you want to, but you don't need to. But you might, Marcel, you probably should, just so that you actually make sure that you have these couple things checked, okay? All right, so now what just happened? Where did the KWLS page go? Oh, for God's sakes. So when I do this and I reshare, sometimes it doesn't show up. You guys cannot see the KWLS screen, can you?
No, but can you look if it's a smaller window? Because mine opened up like that, and it opened in a smaller window on its own.
No,
So
it's
I
a
know.
problem. It's a problem when you're sharing the screen on Zoom. Okay,
Ah,
you
okay.
should see it now. Okay, all right. So here is the dashboard for my KWLS. Okay, now down here where it says single point of entry. First of all, I'm in 2 market centers, so that's why it says Stanford and Ridgefield. But this box that says List Hub enabled, that needs to be checked. Okay. Jacqueline, are you by chance licensed in New York or no?
No, I was, but I let it go.
Okay.
I just have Stanford as well.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Marcel, does yours say Stanford and is that box checked?
Yes, it is checked.
Okay, great. All right. So you could have another issue, which we'll explain in a minute. If you are an agent that's licensed in New York, you also it might say New York down here, in which case you would, that is going to enable the List Hub to pull from HGAR, from the other MLS. Now, one thing I'm going to show you is that in order for List Hub to understand who they're pulling listings for, they have to actually know who you are. Let me share my screen with another part now. All right, so now over here on on my KW, I want you to look at your profile. So I'm going to open this, and I'll probably have to reshare again because I don't know if this is going to work, although it is opening another window. Can you see the window where it says the KW white pages?
Yes.
Awesome. That was lucky. Okay. All right. Under your photo, and Marcel, are you following along?
Yes, Jen, I am. I have the KW white page.
Okay. Under your photo, it says update MLS information. I want you to click on that. And it should say your MLS ID here.
I don't have that. Is that because?
Yeah, I don't have that
I
either.
just have upload agent photo is what we can
Okay,
change.
so
Exactly.
I have this because I am I have leadership capacity. Okay, so yours does not actually say update your MLS information.
Now we have just
No.
update agent photo, and then we
Okay.
have roles at organizations, agent at Stanford. That's what I have.
Okay, got it. All right. So what's probably happening is, so even if you had this is actually populated by the MCA. So Marcel, you need to call Lisa Katz or send her an email and tell her that nothing is populating into KWLS for you. Well, actually, we're gonna check in a second to make sure that that's the case.
Okay. Okay.
If for some reason one of you guys joined another MLS, let's say you joined the Greenwich MLS or you joined HGAR, you would then have to let Lisa know, because she has to enter your MLS information so that when List Hub goes out to that particular MLS, it knows, and it's grabbing the data for everybody that it's supposed to grab the data for. If your information rate is not showing up, then it doesn't know to grab data for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does? Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back into KWLS now, which
Do I have to do that too, since it's not under there? Should I say something to Lisa?
No,
right? I should be set.
As long as her listings are not showing up. So as long as your listings are showing up, then you should be fine. Let me share my screen again because it's not going to work if I don't do it this way. All right, there we go. Now we're back to the KWLS dashboard, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Marcel, do you have listings that are here? Like under all?
I do have one expired and one active. It does say active.
Okay, good, good, good. All right. So that tells us
Oh,
that your listings are showing up on the KWLS, but why are they not showing up on Zillow and Realtor.com? It could just, it could be because of what I just mentioned. It could be that Lisa doesn't have your MLS number. So that's going to be the first place you need to check. All right, so I'm going to click on this for a minute. These are all of my listings. I just clicked all. And I'm going to go into one of my active listings. And notice that the reason why this is an important tool for you to use is because it allows you to further enhance your listing. For example, if you were to record a video right now, and I'll show you one that I've done. If you were to record a video right now, under the virtual tour spot, you can actually have a branded tour, right? So I'm just going to copy this and show you guys that this is where I have, this is where I've put my virtual tour. And when it comes here, so for example, on the MLS, you cannot post a branded tour of your property, right? It's against the MLS rules. But because the way our syndication works is it goes MLS, List Hub, KWLS, and then the rest of the world. So because we have that interim spot and we own our own data instead of the MLS owning our data, we're able to come in here and further brand ourselves, right? No other company is able to do that. So I'm going to copy this just so that you guys can see, and hopefully this will work. Can you guys see my KW page now?
Yep.
Okay, great.
so
So I come over here and I hit paste and watch.
we're still saying the, yeah.
You're not seeing the start of my video?
No,
No,
we're on your white pages.
Very annoying.
Or not white page, whatever that is.
Here we go. We're here now. So I just took that URL and I copy and pasted it so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I hit go. Hi, I'm Jen Henry with Keller Williams. Welcome to my virtual open house of 120 Crane. Let's go on in. So see, that's me talking and telling everybody who I am.
Yay, Jen!
Yeah.
So what do they mean by branded? It's so that MLS doesn't want you to say your name?
You cannot. Absolutely not. It's against the rules. Hi, I'm Jen Henry with Keller Williams. Welcome to my virtual open house of 120 Crane. And at the end of this, I say, call me if you'd like to see it at 203-561-2951. So you cannot do that on the MLS, but you can do it on KWLS. So that's cool thing number one. Here's cool thing number two. So I'm going to open this. Hold on a minute. And now I'm going to come back and hit share again. Okay, here is Zillow. Okay, you guys can see that, right? And I want you to notice here's two KW properties. Hopefully this will work when I open these. When I open up this one, come on. You can see the larger version of 53 Wire Mill, correct?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay, so notice that if I scroll down just a little bit on this, it tells me the listing agent is Diego. He's with KW, obviously. And when I click on contact agent, it just gives me this box, the name, the phone number. This is me, the consumer, where I put my name, my phone number, my email, and this goes directly to Diego. Okay. It shows as if he's a premier agent. It goes directly to Diego. Okay. I'll show you why this is important in a second. Now I'm going to come over here to the next one and we'll click on this one. This one's Kimberly's. So this is her new listing on 21 Peak Street. I don't know why the resolution is taking a minute to join us. There we go. Okay, so I scroll down a little bit and it says, listing agent is Kimberly. We need to tell her she's got to put her photo in there. And then when I click on contact agent, again, it does the exact same thing. This lead is going to go directly to Kimberly, okay? Now, watch this. Let's say I click on one of these other properties like this one, 180 Turner River. You guys are gonna crack up when you see this. This time, as soon as it loads, same thing, you scroll down a little bit and it tells you that the listing agent is Olwen. Used to be at our company. Sadly, she went to William Pitt. But
Olwen.
Oh, like about 4 months ago or something, right?
Yeah, I know, I
Right
remember.
before the virus, actually. So then if you click on contact agent, watch what happens. Oh,
Oh, there's a choice.
there's a choice. Now, there's Olwen, right? It does say it's the seller's agent, but you could also call Carrie, you could call Adam, you could call Lisa Gomberg. The reason why you can call these guys is these guys are paying to be a Zillow Premier agent for Zillow leads, right? But notice, because the fact that, and neither Kimberly nor Diego have done any further branding of themselves. They can. They didn't in this particular case, but they still are going to get the lead, right? Which is what sets us apart from any other company. So that's another bonus, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you something really cool. So let's go out of this share and we'll close out this. And notice, let me share my screen again. Notice this time, I'm gonna come over to homes for sale, homes.com, okay? This is another site that we populate our listings into. Now, as I scroll down on this one, so it does say right here that the listing agent is Diego, and there's no other comments in here. I mean, again, it does say that it's him, but if I want information, it actually says to ask about this home, call 844-505-487 something or other. That phone number happens to belong to Samantha Wilson. See that here? The local experts, so the advertising now has been sort of superseding Diego, and you can, and this form you fill out, the information is going to go directly to this person, to Samantha, not to Diego, unless for some reason some person saw this. But what's one thing that we do know? Someone is going to first of all look at pictures, right? They're going to look at virtual tours, which if Diego had put his branded virtual tour on here, it would have said, "Hi, I'm Diego Ubilis with Keller Williams. If you'd like a showing of this, please contact me," because he can put his branded tour on KWLS, right? So I'm gonna have to call and lecture him about this since he's in the coaching program. Now, he can also put additional remarks in here, because the person is also going to read the remarks. They're going to read the remarks, they're going to look at the photos, and they might look at a virtual tour, right? So those are the two places, the virtual tour that's branded to you and the remarks, where you can actually try to circumvent Samantha from getting your lead, right? Because why is she getting this lead? She's actually paying homes.com to actually get this positioning so she can get the lead. And she's actually one-upped Drew Peterson over here, okay? So how do you do that? I'm going to come back over to, let me close out that. I'm going to come back over to KWLS now. So do I still have that window open down here? Hopefully. Let's look and see. All right, awesome. Can you guys see the KWLS page now?
Now we're still on your My KW page.
I got to reshare. Period. This is the one bummer about Zoom, which is why if you're going to do a Zoom listing consultation, you got to practice the sharing of the screen thing. I've now done a billion Zooms. So, and even sometimes sometimes it works when I do it, but most of the time you have to reshare. Okay, so now we're back on the page where you've got your dashboard, and I'm going to go into one of my listings. I'm going to go into Crane. Okay, at the very bottom, you want to hit edit right down here. And before I do that, notice what it says here. It says, for more information or to schedule a showing, please contact the official listing agent, Jen Henry, at 203-561-2951. Now, why can I do that? I can do that because, again, it goes from the MLS List Hub grabs it from the MLS, drops it here, and then we syndicate it out to everybody. Now, I will say this, that because we have the contract with Zillow where they have to actually keep the advertising from happening, and that's actually why Zillow doesn't like us very much, they will actually only use the MLS remarks. That's a new thing. It never used to be that way. It used to be that you could also have, you know, you could change the verbiage and Zillow would be stuck using the locked version. See how I've got my description locked? It says yes right there. That happens when you hit edit. Watch what happens when I come down here and I hit edit. And then I come back up. All right, so now you can come and you can change the remarks right here and you can lock that field. Now, usually what I do is I actually have this for more information or to schedule a showing, I have it as the first sentence. But because Zillow changed their rules, I thought I would try to outsmart them and put it at the bottom and see if they noticed it. I haven't moved it back because this property has already been rented, but the only place where this does not show up, your changed remarks, is on Zillow/Trulia. So you should still come in and do it because it will show up on homes.com or any of the other sites, right? And so this helps you to really assure that the majority of, if not all, of the leads that are coming from your listing are going directly to you. It also allows you to, you know, again, put the branded virtual tour where you can create a video and you can say, hey, I'm Jacqueline. If you want more information or to schedule a showing for this house, please, you know, click on this link or call me or whatever it is you want to, whatever you want to do to generate the lead back towards yourself. Another really cool thing that you can do, especially if you have a rental. If you have a rental, the minute you get the agreement signed, you're going to start drawing up the contract, right? You can actually come back and change the status. So notice I could change the listing status here from, let's say it was pending, I could change it back to active. Purpose being for me to continue to solidify leads, especially on the rental end, because anyone that's had a rental lead, a rental listing knows that you can still be getting leads on that dang thing for months after you've already signed the lease. As a matter of fact, I got a lead recently on my Crane Street listing that I ended up renting, and we signed the lease in April. But you can come back in here, you can change the status too, which means that the rest of the online world still thinks that the property is available. And because we own this data, we're not in any kind of violation to do that, as long as the homeowner doesn't care if you do it, right? So
we can keep doing that with, I'm sorry, even if it's not a rental, if you have a single family home for sale, you would do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can see mine is like contingent, it's continue to show, but it's already sold. You know, on here as a status.
Right. So you can change that. The only thing is that once it gets to pending, I don't think now KWLS, has changed a little bit. I don't think you can actually now change it from pending back to active, but you can for continue to show, or if it was temporarily withdrawn or anything along those lines. Or for example, during COVID, and even still right now, you know, the MLS is really being weird about if you're not allowing any showings and you have to take it temporarily off the market. Technically, you could come into KWLS and you could change that, and you could still be getting online leads and line them up for either virtual showings or lined up to show it later. So this actually gives you such an opportunity to continue branding yourself and solidifying the leads. I mean, the good news about Zillow is that because we have this contract with them, they can't break that contract. And now you guys have just seen really how that works and why those leads will come to you. You know, they'll still try to come up with something sneaky, I'm sure of it. But at the moment, you definitely, if nothing else, brand your virtual tours because they can't get around that. So one other last little tip that I want to give you is that you got to make sure that you hit save down here at the bottom. It's at the bottom, which is not very intuitive, but you want to make sure you hit save. When you're listing, and especially now until the green sheets are in command as part of opportunities, as soon as you have a listing and it ends up here, you can come into your listing just like I am now, and you can go to the bottom and you can create the green sheet. It doesn't mean you're submitting it, but you can at least create it. And what's great about doing it this way is that it populates all the information that's here from the listing into the green sheet. It populates that you're the listing agent, it populates the address, it does all that stuff for you. It saves you a little bit of a step. So for the next month or however long it's going to be before this is functional in command, you can make your life a little bit easier by just coming in here and doing that at the bottom by starting the green sheet process. Does that make sense?
Yes. I
So
can't wait for it to be in command though.
Yeah, so that's basically, those are the tricks right there. And since you guys are wonderful students and technologically savvy, it didn't take me an hour to teach that with 90,000 questions. So thank you so much for that. But do you guys have any questions about this?
I don't think I do.
You, Marcel?
I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, it's super cool because it really, you know, especially if you're talking to any friends or colleagues that you've done a deal with and they're like, I don't know what the big deal about Keller Williams is. I mean, that one thing alone, that if someone clicks on your listing in Zillow, which we already know is the most viewed site for home shoppers, that lead is going to you. It's not going to Chris Carrozza because he pays Zillow $4,000 a month to get leads, right?
Mm.
So it's a great opportunity also for you guys to further brand yourselves and, you know, solidify you getting any potential leads. And even though the remarks don't end up at Zillow, because now they will only take and I have confirmed this with Austin, they will only take the remarks out of the MLS. That was probably one of their ways to just give Gary the big middle finger, I guess. I don't know. Because it never used to be that way. So I've been outsmarting Zillow for years, which is a lot of fun to do.
So when we lock it on there, like when we lock the description, it's just Zillow that doesn't keep it? They keep whatever's on the
Correct.
MLS?
That's correct. And then, so the feed for Realtor goes directly to Realtor from the MLS because it's owned by NAR. So that we can't change the listing from there either. But I do think, unfortunately, my listing is not live anymore, but I do think that my branded tour was on Realtor.com as the branded tour. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, you know, important little tricks for you guys to know for your listings. And
Cool.
that's pretty much it.
Cool. I just put mine active again. Let's see if I get some leads. I can get backup offers and get some buyers.
Go for it.
Same.
Go for it.
That's all
What
we
do you have listed right now, Jacqueline?
Well, it's CTS, so it does show, you know, that it's gone, but
Right.
It's 88 Knapp Street in
Oh,
Stamford.
right. Yeah, no, I saw that. Yep.
Yeah. So that one is, I mean, it's gone, you know, but hey, I would love to have
how many offers did you get on that?
we had about 4 offers in over a weekend. And
Wow.
I can't tell you a
Wow.
story right now because we're being recorded, but
Well,
I'll tell
just
you a
stop
story.
recording. Hold on.
You
Watch
can not
this.
record it.
I can stop the recording. Stop recording. Okay. Do I want to stop?